Starting your school journey can be an overwhelming experience, whether you're a child, parent, or an educator. No matter how much you prepare, it's a big step and one that's hard to feel completely ready for. Building a strong foundation for school readiness comes from more than just being able to spell one's own name. Just like a block tower, it takes lots of parts and pieces of all shapes and sizes with careful planning and precision to build a strong foundation and create a structure that will stand for the rest of a child's life. So ask yourself, where are we in setting school readiness goals for our children? What might we do differently? Who will be included in the process? So what do Head Start and school readiness have to do with each other? If you're unfamiliar with Head Start, the Head Start Act of 2007 sets standards for school readiness that require an alignment of the Head Start child development and early learning frameworks, domains, and elements with early childhood curricula, such as the high scope curriculum and the state of Michigan early learning expectations to provide our children with a solid base from which to learn and grow. Which is basically a fancy way of saying that Head Start is committed to designing a system that provides the best foundation for children and their families as they approach school age that will give them all the tools they need to succeed as students now and throughout their learning years. Now, all 50 states have early learning standards and guidelines that address a child's physical and social, emotional health, as well as approaches to learning and language and cognitive development. You may be wondering why curriculum alignment matters to Head Start. Well, first of all, it's mandated by Congress per the Head Start Act of '07. Congress believes that alignment with early learning standards is essential for professional development of qualified staff, setting school readiness goals for children, curriculum planning, and Head Start accountability. But really, our children just plain deserve it. Alignment with early learning standards ensures common expectations for all our children to support their school readiness. And that is really the heart of Head Start. So now that we've laid a solid foundation, we have to ask ourselves, in such a diverse learning community, is there anything else we need to consider? Any other special circumstances before we start building on that alignment? Children with special needs have additional alignment considerations. Early childhood outcomes should be working toward the same knowledge and skills described in the Head Start Early Learning Framework. These children may require more individualized or intense instruction, accommodations, and/or assistive technology, but that doesn't mean they deserve any less than anyone else. Look for small, incremental progress, and these children will succeed to the best of their ability. Children whose first or home language is not English also need a little extra attention as they learn English. Continued use of a child's home language is very important. As dual language learners, what children learn in their home language builds the foundation for learning in English. Teachers should plan activities and interactions that support a dual language learner's learning in all domain areas, as well as their ability to learn English. As these children move forward in the curriculum, they can demonstrate competency in any domain in either language. Assessments should be culturally and linguistically appropriate and should use the language or languages that most accurately demonstrate the child's knowledge and abilities. We've looked at how these blocks can represent a strong foundation for school readiness. Now let's start building on it. At Head Start, there are several domains and elements that work together to build the framework of a successful school readiness curriculum. These building blocks provide Head Start and other early childhood learning programs with a description of what is most important for a child's school and long-term success. Head Start children 3 to 5 years old are expected to progress in all of these learning areas, and Head Start programs are expected to develop and implement individual learning goals for each child to ensure that progress is made. Keep in mind though, this framework is specifically designed for 3 to 5-year-olds and should not be used for infants and toddlers. Let's take a look at what we have. As it stands today, the Head Start Child Development and Early Learning Framework is organized into 11 domains, 37 domain elements, and over 100 examples of those elements. Now don't worry, I know that sounds like a lot of blocks and a pretty big tower, but we're gonna try to make it a little easier. So what are the domains? We have physical development and health, social and emotional development, approaches to learning, language development, literacy knowledge and skills, mathematics knowledge and skills, science knowledge and skills, creative arts expression, logic and reasoning, social studies knowledge and skills, and English language development for our dual language learners. While it helps to look at all of these domains separately, we never want to compartmentalize learning or learning activities, so it's important to make sure we address these domains in an integrated way throughout the day with intentional instruction and through scaffolded learning. For example, dramatic play acting can promote a lot of different skills like language, literacy, math, and social skills, just like outdoor play can promote science and social studies. Start putting these domains together, and you're on your way to the framework needed to represent a whole child. But before we do that, let's take a look at each one of these a little closer. So what's this yellow block here? Physical health and development. What is the child's physical well-being? How well do they use their body? What is appropriate nutrition, exercise, and hygiene, and what are some easy practices to ensure their safety? Adopting healthy habits early on lays the groundwork for lifelong healthy living and learning. Motor skills permit children to fully explore and function in their environment and support development in all of these other domains. When children have health problems or delays in their physical development and frequent illnesses, it interferes with their ability to learn. Okay, what's next? Social and emotional development. Does the child have the skills necessary to foster secure attachment with adults, maintain healthy relationships, regulate their behavior and emotions, and develop a healthy concept of their own identity? Positive social and emotional development provides a critical foundation for lifelong development and learning. It helps children navigate new environments, facilitates the development of supportive relationships with peers and adults, and supports their ability to participate in learning activities. And sound emotional well-being at an early age pays off later in life, too. Healthy social and emotional development now means the child will have those tools as they grow up. Children with emotional or behavioral challenges, both now and as they grow, are likely to receive less adult support for development and learning and to be more isolated from their friends and peers. Approaches to learning? That refers to observable behaviors that indicate ways children become engaged in social interactions and learning experiences. Children's approaches to learning contribute to their success in school and influence their development and learning in all other domains. Children's ability to stay focused, interested, and engaged in activities supports a range of positive outcomes, including cognitive, language, and social and emotional development. It allows children to acquire new knowledge, learn new skills, and set and achieve goals for themselves. Many early learning experts view approaches to learning as one of the most important domains of early childhood development. Logic and reasoning refers to the ability to think through problems and apply strategies for solving them. Logic and reasoning skills are an essential part of child development and early learning and a foundation for competence and success in school and other environments. Children's ability to think, reason, and use information allows them to acquire knowledge, understand the world around them, and make appropriate decisions. Language development refers to how the child is developing when it comes to their emerging ability to use and understand one or more languages. Language is the key to learning across all domains and is one of the most important tasks of a child's first 5 years. Specific language skills in early childhood can lead to later success in learning to read and write. Also, children who are skilled communicators are more likely to demonstrate more confidence in their social skills. Literacy, knowledge, and skills. We all know about the importance of literacy, understanding basic concepts about books or other printed materials, the alphabet, and letter-sound relationships. Early literacy is a child's foundation for reading and writing for the rest of their academic life. Early literacy learning provides children with an opportunity to explore the world through books, storytelling, and other reading and writing activities. It is a mechanism for learning about topics they enjoy and acquiring the knowledge of concepts that will help them progress in all of these other domains. Mathematics knowledge and skills refers to the conceptual understanding of numbers, their relationships, combinations, and operations. But math isn't just about numbers. It also includes shapes and their structure, reasoning, measurement, classification, and patterns. Because math is also about generalizations and abstractions, math skills during the early years help children to connect ideas, develop logical and abstract thinking, and to question, analyze, and understand the world around them.
2, if you have number 2. No.
Science knowledge and skills. Now, I'm sure we all know a few natural scientists. A child's inclination is to be curious, explore, ask questions, and develop their own theories about how the world works. This means that science is an important domain for enhancing learning and school readiness. Science learning during the early childhood years encourages children to discover the world around them, refine their understanding of it, develop rich vocabulary, and collaborate with peers, all while fostering that natural sense of curiosity. Creative arts expression refers to participation in a range of activities that allow for creative and imaginative expression. Music, art, creative movement, drama. The arts engage children's minds, bodies, and senses, inviting children to listen, observe, discuss, move, solve problems, and imagine using their creative modes of thought and self-expression. Social studies, knowledge, and skills refers to understanding people and how they relate to others and the world around them. This helps children to understand themselves, their families, and communities. Through developmentally appropriate learning experiences related to history, culture, and the environment, children enhance their self-identity and expand their experiences beyond the walls of their home and early childhood setting. To complete the Child Development and Early Learning Framework, we have English language and development for children who speak a home language other than English. In all of these domains, programs need to ensure that children who are dual language learners can demonstrate their abilities, skills, and knowledge in any language, including their home language. That being said, for dual language learners, learning English lays the foundation for a successful start as children transition to public school. When children are increasingly able to understand and speak English, they are better prepared to learn from teachers and engage with peers and activities in English-speaking environments. Don't forget though, their home language serves as a foundation for learning English, so ongoing development of their home language also is essential. Any early learning program needs to make curriculum decisions that take into account a number of factors. A lot goes into building that whole child and fostering their natural desire to learn more about themselves and the world around them, and to sustain that desire and passion to learn throughout their lives. This Head Start framework addresses all areas of child development and learning, and aligning every Head Start program under these guidelines is meant to ensure that Head Start programming is not focusing more on certain domains and less on others. It takes all of these blocks to build a whole child. In fact, you may find out that depending on your program or your individual child's unique circumstances, additional adaptations and curricula are necessary to continue to build on that foundation. Regardless, doing what's necessary to prepare a child for learning is a precious and priceless undertaking. Investigation and exploration, purposeful engaged play, and intentional scaffolded instruction based on the developmental level of each child are essential elements of appropriate practice in a Head Start program. Ongoing assessments throughout the year determine if progress is being made or if instructional strategies need to be revised to meet children's specific needs. These domains impact school readiness by ensuring that all children are healthy enough to undertake that next step of their educational journey. And because the framework is designed for continuous quality improvement, Head Start programs continue to evolve and improve in relation to achieving their school readiness goals. From a fiscal standpoint, this framework ensures the involvement of community members and businesses in the community to provide in-kind donations. Internally, the framework makes certain that all staff are engaged actively in supporting the implementation of the high-scope curriculum. The preschool years are a fascinating time for children. They're figuring out how to learn and gain the tools they'll need to be healthy and successful adults in their communities. What goes on in our early learning program can't be taken for granted. We're building that child up block by block. The decisions we make and the things we do to guide them determine how sound that structure will be. By implementing and aligning the Head Start Child Development and Early Learning Framework, you're securing a bright future for the child you know, so that they can enter school ready for a lifetime of learning and discovery. This broadcast was created through the collaborative efforts of Wayne County Health and Human Services Head Start and Detroit Public Television. For more information, please visit www.waynecounty.com/HHS_HStart.htm.